G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the west side of the map, playing as the English. It's Lucifron 7 and in the east side of the map, playing in the color blue as the Holy Roman Empire. It's Recon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 of this series. If you missed the first game, make sure you go check that out if you don't want to have the results spoiled. It'll be the video that was uploaded immediately before this one. Was a game on Woodwall. But this game here, this is Canal. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Canal. We're here witnessing some of the final rounds in EGC TV's Golden League 2. We're in the first stage at the moment where there are some special rules that apply to this game. Most notably, there's no keeps and no stone walls. So it means that the Holy Roman Empire can't be dropping down any crazy kind of keeps. And at the same time, the English can't be defensive with their keeps, but there are exceptions. As an example, if you've got a landmark that acts as a keep, well, you're allowed to make that. So it gives a little bit more importance to landmarks like the Elsbach Palace, the Berkshire Palace, and of course, the White Tower. So will we see a White Tower coming out today from Lucifron 7? That's my question. Whether that is going to be the case is, well, it remains to be seen, but I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, let's move forward and begin talking about the potential for this game, because I suspect it's going to be an absolute cracker. We've got a Holy Roman Empire player locked into one corner who kind of wants to just go fast castle as quickly as they can. And part of that is going to be looking to use the docks to get up there. And we can see that the fish are a little bit far away. So Recon's gone with his dock a little bit more defensive. And then begun putting walls around it. We'll compare that to Lucifron on the other side, who's just said, you know what, we're going balls to the walls. And that's pretty much it. And I think what's so interesting about this map is that there's the potential to move up this river with boats, whether that be your galleys, whether that be your demo ships, watch out. But when it comes to actually fishing, well, you've got to do that out in the middle. And you've got to fight over it there. So I think that's a pretty cool feature of this map. Doesn't allow that kind of very defensive fishing. You've really got to get out there and make yourself vulnerable. So smart move though from Recon, moving into the wall around the dock. Most notably, he's scared of men-at-arms, because at the end of the day, if Lucifron decides, hey, I'm going to make some men-at-arms and I'm going to kill your dock, there's nothing he can do about that, because even if he were to make spearmen, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. The spearmen, I think you need 3 to 1 on the spears. And when you consider how quickly those men-at-arms get made, there's no way you're matching him. Just no way at all. So it makes sense for him to go for this extra little bit of wall just to try and keep himself safe. But we do see picket fencing coming up in the middle of the map. Scout. Oh, beautiful job by Lucifron to identify the wall under construction and try and take that one down. But fortunately, Recon is paying attention. And now we see a second one coming up. He's trying to get the picket fence, and you can see just how much damage the scout is doing. There's the men-at-arms. You know, we were talking about the prospect of an early men-at-arms. There it is. So going to be coming out, looking to follow up, and look at this. Villager going to be moving out. An outpost going to be coming down. And look at this. So easy to drop an outpost on this position. What do you do here? Because this is the only place you can fish from. You can't fish from anywhere else. You can't fish back here. This is it. This is the only place. And you've locked yourself in now. You can always delete the walls, but I'll tell you what, you might be in some trouble. Outpost going to be coming down. Interesting spot on the outpost. Honestly, I would have thought like somewhere around here would have made just more sense. That way you get better coverage along here, because there is the possibility that all the fishing boats can just move back together. You know, come inside, heal up, and then move back out. Outpost isn't going to be doing a whole lot of damage initially. Villager does go down though, so that's the first kill of the game. Going over to Lucifron. Now Recon going to be coming out here. Look at this. He's got the prelate here ready to repair. Going to be throwing down an outpost. This is kind of wild that he's actually just going for the outpost here as well. I just would have thought the prelate would have been enough. Does the prelate actually out-heal? I think the prelate probably out-heals the men-at-arms, right? Like, surely the men-at-arms can't out-DPS the prelate, at least at this stage. Second one going to be coming in. Third one also on the way at the moment. And at the moment, Lucifron, no sign of any gold at this stage. Just going to be working on that economy. It's up to 3 fishing boats as the English. And keep in mind, he's got cheaper fishing boats as the English. One of the bonuses that the civilization gets is 10% reduction on all boats. That includes fishing ships. That includes military ships. And this is what I was scared of on for Lucifron, is just that the outpost is kind of like irrelevant down here. And he could always just look to come up and put another dock over here. So now the outpost is firing down on the dock, but it's not really doing much, right? Like, it's just kind of chilling. There's the villager. Yeah, so as I suspected, I mean, he is coming out towards his position. Men-at-arms would probably be able to deny the dock before it got up. But if the men-at-arms come to deny the dock, then the fishing boats can come through and drop off their fish. So this is where it becomes like an interesting sign. I feel like he's coming for this dock. That's a smart move. He's just going to look to dock the opponent's side. But then obviously Men-at-Arms still going to be a threat here, right? Men-at-Arms can look to siege down that boat. So yeah, really strong advantage to the English here in the Dark Age. Just being able to have, yeah, we can see fishing boat. Oh, he's got to be careful. Might lose that fishing boat. Other one's coming into repair. Manages to get it off. Keeps them all alive. Beautiful job keeping them all alive. Age Up going to be coming through. It's the Arkan Chapel for Recon. Interesting Arkan Chapel. Not a whole lot of space to work with. Not a whole lot of resources to work with. But I think it's probably about the best thing that he could grab. He gets almost all of the forest here. We'll get the berries as well. And obviously all the farms that come with that afterwards. But that's about it. Outpost does get cancelled. Villager actually going to be the one to cancel it. And a tough position for Recon as he sits here with his idle fishing boats going, I'm not too sure what to do here. And to be honest, Recon, I'm not too sure either. I didn't expect this. Let's just say that much. I didn't expect this, Recon. And it definitely seems like Recon didn't expect it either. Age Up going to be coming through for Lucifront. I'm curious what direction he goes for, but I would suspect in this matchup, Council Hall is going to be pretty mandatory. The reason why Council Hall is great in this matchup is because Recon wants to be going Castle Age. He wants to be spamming Men-at-Arms or Knights, and the Council Hall's just going to give you the ability to make crossbows. So that's why that's such a great landmark. And look at this. Early farms coming in for Recon. This feels so bad already getting these farms in at 6 minutes. Now, obviously, English are the best when it comes to adapting to farms, or not adapting to farms, but getting those farms. Look at this. Poor guy. Yeah, English are the best at getting their farming economy up, but the second place is going to go over to the Holy Roman Empire. I think third goes over to the Rus, and then to the Chinese. I think that's how it works. But yeah, it is. It's one of those things where you just want to avoid doing it where possible. But if you got the resources for it, I mean, go for it. But yeah, I feel like he's probably going to be going into Burgrave here, but at the same time, I don't know exactly how Recon likes to play this civilization when it comes to relics. There's plenty of them out there on the map. In fact, hold on a minute. Yeah, there we go. 4 or 5 relics. So 1 on the north side and 4 on the south side when it comes to relics. But it doesn't really give me a whole bunch of what's the word? I don't get a whole lot of feeling of excitement from Recon's position, because when you consider where the Holy Roman Empire is, right, on a normal map, you would spawn in like maybe around like somewhere here, okay, and then your enemy's going to spawn over here, so you got a bit of space around you. Here you're right in the corner, which means it's harder to get these relics and much easier for your enemy to deny you, because all they have to do is camp this position and camp over here, and they're denying all 4 relics. Obviously, there's still this relic on the north side, but guess what? You just wall that bad boy in, you don't have to worry. So I think that this is a hard civilization to be successful with on a map like this. You've definitely got to be more aggressive. And take a look at this. We got no sign of a Castle Age. Recon just going to be sticking it out in the Feudal Age. Over on the other side of the map, though, Lucifront saying, we're not even going to bother making units over here. He does have more Men-at-Arms coming out, so he will be able to match his enemy. We do see the upgrade has come through. So he's going to have those early Men-at-Arms. And now the nice little defense comes in. Outpost. Transport ship comes in. Hello. Beautiful little trick right there from Recon. He drops the Men-at-Arms around, and the walls get cancelled straight away. Outpost going to be under siege. The Men-at-Arms looking to attack down their enemy. Now, he could actually run the fishing boats right now if he wanted to try and draw fire. And he'd probably be successful doing that. He'd probably lose the fishing boats as well. But it would buy him a little bit of time when it comes to sieging down this outpost. Men-at-Arms going to be jumping out. Look at the Men-at-Arms. When it comes to the stats, I think these guys should be even. Yeah, even Stevens. So these guys are fair game, but marching drills has come through. So a little bit more movement speed now for Recon's Men-at-Arms. One thing to note, though, is there's always the prospect of +1 coming through. And then, of course, once you get to the Castle Age, that's when things really start to get out of hand. When you look at bonuses like heavy maces and 2-handed weapons. Compare that over to the English. They do have access to an armor upgrade. Armor cladding. But I tell you what, would you rather 2 armor or 8 damage? That's the dynamic in this matchup. King's Palace now going to be coming through, though. Lucifront aging up. 13 villages on that landmark. And remember, once you get to the Castle Age here, it's just going to be a heavy stream of crossbows coming out towards this position. Lucifront going to be very happy making armored Men-at-Arms. And look at the fight that we've got It looks like a heavyweight boxing match where they're just punching each other in the face. That's really what that's how I see it. But take a look at this. We've actually got Recon looking to try and build up an early lead in this feudal age. Behind this is working towards that castle age. Obviously, he's going to be cognizant of the fact if his enemy's aged up, there's going to be crossbows on the way. So I think right here, what he's looking to do, clear out this outpost, make sure it's taken down, get to castle age himself, but obviously regain control of the water. That's going to be a big fact. But the age up comes through 10 minutes. I tell you what, that's a pretty decent timing. How many fishing boats are we on? 12 fishing boats. That's a huge amount of fishing boats now for Lucifron. His economy is absolutely off the chain, but he doesn't have a lot of resources available to him. So when it comes to this resource boost, it's almost like an explosion and then nothing. Then nothing afterwards. Where are the crossbows, though? Where are the crossbows, though? Hold on a minute. Council Hall is up. There's the crossbows. Okay, finally in queue. The new Council Hall, that's what we're looking at. It changes the dynamic for a lot of matchups, but especially the Holy Roman Empire matchup is going to be feeling a lot better for the English, just simply because you've got a way to deal with these crossbows. And take a look at that. Okay, there's your answer as to what the English was up to. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the new English Fast Castle. 10 minutes, plenty of fishing boats out here, and just a few stables. He's just making a couple of stables, but going with my favorite composition for the English, crossbows, knights. Now, obviously, there's also another composition which I'm a big fan of, and that's spearmen crossbows. Crossbows just such a great unit, such a versatile unit, effective at countering men-at-arms and knights, which people love to make, but also pretty decent at just killing other things as well. So there you go. Anyway, it's going to be a Regnitz Cathedral that is coming up. 8 vills looking to tap away at that bad boy. At the moment, no prelates out on the map. In fact, only 2 prelates out. First one's going to be here on the gold. Second one's going to be back here in the Ark and Chapel. So have a look and see whether Recon looks to potentially get some more prelates out here. But Knight's going to be moving quickly across the map, covering plenty of distance here. And the men-at-arms going to be looking to try and get some coverage back towards the town center. Spearman also going to be joining the fray. Going to try and come through, and he's going to do a decent job of repelling these knights. Now remember, the knights are going to be doing well against the men-at-arms alone until the castle age. Once the castle age comes through, that's where it begins to shift. The power dynamic changes because not only does two-handed weapons come through, but heavy maces, which increases the damage by 6 against knights. So it's just no longer cost-effective to be fighting knights against men-at-arms. But for all other matchups, knights are really good. It's just against the Holy Roman Empire, they're not good against the men-at-arms. Here we go, a little bit of a push coming out. Feudal against Castle Age. Crossbow numbers starting to look good. Remember that he's got those military drums that are going to be increasing the movement speed here. Beautiful little charge in on the front there, pulling away the spears. He's looking to try and pick up reinforcements. Very smart by Lucifron, and chasing down the enemy crossbows. We've got a Hulk that's moving out. No sign of a demo ship, at least no sign yet. Crossbows continue trying to build up their mass. Hulk going to be helping out, and he's going to have to fall back away from this position. He has the safety of the sprinkled emplacement on that ship to keep him out. And look at this, prelate almost going down. The 3 knights doing a really decent job. How many more prelates have we got out on the field? There's the next one in queue. It's going to be made from the Regnitz Cathedral. He's looking to pick up this safe relic, but obviously you can see Lucifron knows that he wants that safe relic, so he's got no choice but to just head elsewhere. Excuse me? Where is that relic being picked up? I don't see it. Why don't I see it? Was it a monastery? Hold on. Do we have a... Oh my lord, we've got a monastery coming out. I don't know. I don't actually know who it was. It was Lucifron who picked it up. So yeah, Lucifron going to be picking up the first relic of the game. It's one of his safe relics. And the infantry composition from Recon starting to look a little bit stronger. Veterancy on the of the upgrades coming in now. Does also have the possibility to move into horsemen. And look at this raid on the backside. 2 knights managing to make their way through. Spear's going to be here to meet them. Town Center going to be looking to fire down, and I suspect both of these knights will be losing their lives shortly as more spears come through. Veterancy upgrade also going to be helping out here. And indeed, both knights do go down. All right, well, for the moment, the economies seem to be in favor of Lucifron. He's ahead by quite a bit, but keep in mind, 12 fishing boats here are going to be out of a job very soon. These guys are going to be homeless. Well, not homeless, but they're just not going to... They're going to be unemployed. Let's just put it that way. They've always got a home in the base of the Holy Roman Empire. But you probably won't want to keep them. Crossbow Knight coming through from Lucifron. He's looking to push up. Trying to pick up that relic. And take a look at that. You're on the wrong side of the wall, my friend. Knight's going to be able to pick up that prelate. And I tell you what, putting Recon behind even further. I suspect he might even have a couple of units moving out here to pick up this relic. But look at this. Just absolutely getting pulled apart. The new English is looking absolutely beautiful. This is what the New English is all about. I tell you what, the Council Hall, we got to get a picture of this right here because this is the New English, the tournament English that we've been talking about. The reason why it's so good. This Council Hall, it's now going to start producing some longbows as well. But this single change made English, in my opinion, to S tier, almost close to S plus tier at this point. Obviously, it remains to be seen exactly where they're going to be placing in tier lists. But my suspicions are that they are going to be placing pretty well. And that's a big part of it. Look at the crossbow mass that's already out here, up to 14 crossbows. It's a really good mass. He hasn't had to invest in any archery ranges yet. Just able to use the Council Hall as his archery range, and that's what makes it so effective. First relic is captured. It's safe, and second one going to be on the way back now. He's picked that up as well. Still, only the one relic for Recon that's on the way back through now. He manages to capture his first one. Remember that there is a Regnitz Cathedral up. So, in a perfect world, he wants to get to 3 relics. Those are the 3 remaining relics that his enemy... Well, enemy was leaving on the battlefield. There's only one that's remaining now, and that's this one down on the south side. Do both of the players know about it? We'll take a look and see. Lucifron knows about it. Recon knows about it as well. So, they're both aware of this relic. It could be potentially the final battle that takes place as players look to gain control. Now, let's take a look at the composition that Recon's going for. So... Interestingly, looks to be Horseman Spear. The Spearman going to deal very well with the Knights, and the Horseman going to be dealing very well with the crossbows. And it makes me think that, obviously, the Archon Chapel was you know, it's a landmark. It's not the best though, is it? Like, you don't. This isn't amazing. I wouldn't be writing home about this one. Maybe there was a world where the minework was actually a pretty decent landmark here, and when you consider the composition his enemy's going. And the units that he's making, he could be looking for Riveted Chainmail as an option. That extra +2 armor, the unique technology available at the Minework Palace. Could be an option for him. Could have been an option for him. Definitely won't be an option this game. As landmarks being mutually exclusive prevent that. Now Fishing Boat's going to be moving up. You know, we talked about them being out of a job. Well, what if I told you could take somebody else's job? Hold on a minute, Drongo. That's getting political. You better calm down. All these English people taking our German jobs. Well, they are notoriously good at fishing, so look, it's a matter of time until it happens. I mean, I like the idea coming out from Recon. The problem is, and this is sort of the issue when you go in for this, you must commit when you have this composition. You have to commit, and the problem is if you commit and you don't have enough units, you'll just lose the game because your enemy will be able to counterattack you and you'll have nothing left. And the problem is because you have to commit, it makes it very difficult. The reason why you have to commit is because your enemy will be able to kite you. So you can see that now that longbows are being mixed in as well, he's up to 12 longbows. He's essentially just going to be able to kite, making sure that his front line is always protected. But actually, he doesn't actually have any knights. It's a single knight that he's got, and now going to be moving into spears and men-at-arms. Oh, tell you what, this was a bit of a read from Recon, and Lucifron's gone completely the other way. I think Recon expected him. I mean, I was expecting him. I was expecting Crossbow Knight the whole way through. And Lucifron's just taken a left turn. Instead of going along the highway, he's turned left. For us in Australia, we turn left off the highway. But I guess for all you people in the United States, you guys turn right. So that's where Lucifron's going. But at the moment, a little bit of a standoff. That last relic did actually go over to Recon. So he's managed to pick that one up. So not doing terribly, but still not doing the best. And we're going to enter into the cinematic mode as Lucifron looks to push in. Recon going to be on the defensive, and once again he's going to be looking to engage. Manages to pick up that extra little bonus coming through from the outpost. Nice little defensive position. The Horseman going to be running around to the backside, trying to get their stabby stabs in, but Spearman going to be there to meet him. Look at the ring. The defense is coming through. Lanchconnect's going to be helping out, but the Longbowmen together with the crossbows, and it's such a beautiful defense. Everyone must be protected right now. It's an insane ring of defense that comes through from Lucifron. Lucifron is able to defend, able to push back his opponent, and this is where it gets so difficult because now you've committed to that fight. Now you've committed. You've got a problem. You've lost all your units, and you've got to defend with something, but you've got nothing because you've lost it all in the fight. He committed. He thought he had it, but just that extra little bonus attack speed coming through from the network of castles was probably too much. And now Recon, it's not looking good for him. Game number 1 didn't go his way. Game number 2 is looking the same. Potential outcome is going to be coming down No option for a keep to drop. Remember that. There are no keeps. There's no stone walls in this game mode, so there is no miracle coming for him unless he manages to pull a relic from a Regnitz and create some pandemonium in that regard. But the Lance Connect coming out. Mangonel, that's got potential. There's no big mass though. The biggest thing he's found here is just a handful of crossbows, and he gets a couple shots onto them. Not able to do a huge amount of damage and doesn't even take one down. Second shot comes out. It looks like he hits a man-at-arms, takes it down, but the Mangonel definitely no impact, or at least not as much impact as you'd like. Hits a couple more units, but all of the melee units make it on top. It's 67 military against 11, and Recon taps out. Lucifron moves through to the next round. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this casted game, make sure you go check out EGC TV. 15 GMT, Saturday and Sunday, over live on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description. I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Australian. And of course, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching as the new English continue building.